Hi guys! So Becca is sick. She has a little bit of a throat thing, and our friend Shane is also sick. So I'm going to be doing the recording for day 4, which was Friday. We went to class today at 10 and we did loathing, and that is everyone is in it and Val is Alphaba, and we learned the choreography. And that's basically like what the large majority of us did today. Becca was sick, so she didn't go to class with us, but a lot of the choreography was very, not basic, but it was like all the other loathing videos. If you look online and say, loathing from Wicked, it's the same dance. So a lot of book putting out front, over your head. It was a lot of fun, and all the people are really, really nice. They're really supportive, and they really just like what they're doing. They love what they're doing, and it's really nice to be with people who feel a passion for it. Another thing I found that we did a lot today was we got to really talk to the other students. When Val and Alex were doing their parts, we were all sitting together and such, and we got to learn a little more about their program and how they operate when they don't have 2-week J term sessions that we're here for. So I found out that their program every semester is very set in stone. They have certain classes they have to take. They don't really get to pick their classes. They have dance classes, voice lessons. They take the phonetic alphabet, they take acting. I think that they said that they have a lot of acting choices to take, but they all are in one grouping of it. So I found that our programs are incredibly different, and one of the biggest differences is that we have 3 shows a semester, so 6 shows a year. They only have an end of the year showcase, end of the semester showcase. So they're putting their skills into a lot more educational, a lot more like learning before doing, and then they put it all together at the end for a small showcase, which I found to be really interesting. I think it's an interesting approach. And it's very different from what we at Plymouth State have. And I also find it interesting that they're a BFA program and we're a BA. And I just think that I think that going at them very differently is really interesting to learn about. And I like that they're really open about talking about what they do on a normal semester basis. So we got dinner here, and the food at this place is pretty good. It's from 6 to 7, so it's like a small window, but they have a lot of vegetarian options, and it's pretty good. So we had dinner, and then we decided that we'll go to the pub and we'll get like 1 or 2 things of beer or cider, and then we'll go home. And we went to a pub, and it was cute and nice, but it was like a very traditional pub and bar, so they only really sold beer and whiskey and Guinness and things of that nature, and we realized that we were feeling more cocktails, so we all decided to go to this cocktail bar, which was like 2 minutes away, called Bar Rua, and we went there, and it was a really, really nice place. So many of the people were so friendly. We got to talk to a lot of the bartenders. They were really sweet because our group was the only one upstairs, and they were really, really nice and really, really kind, and so we ended up staying there a lot longer than we anticipated, but it was a really fun night. And then, we all got fast food because we were pretty drunk, and then we went home. So that was basically day 4 of our trip, which was Friday, and it was a really nice way to end the week. So I forgot one of the biggest things we did on Friday, because my mind was, I don't know, just blanking on it. The director of the musical theater program, Deirdre, she took us to the Abbey Theatre in Dublin, which is the biggest known theater in this country that they have, and it has a very long history, and Deirdre actually knows one of the higher-ups who work in the theater, so she got to schedule a tour for us, which was really interesting. We're going back to the Abbey Theatre on Tuesday, January 10th, to see a show. It's in a Carinanon. I think I'm saying that right. I have it written down somewhere, so hopefully that's right. But we're seeing that, and we got to take a private tour of the theater. So we got there, we left around 2:30, and we got there for a tour at 3:30, and basically Deirdre's friend and a tour guide of the theater came out, and he basically gave us the rundown of the whole history of the theater, which opened in 1904, and basically it has a very, very rich history. It's been through revolution, it's been through economical changes, it's been through a lot, and it's still standing, which is really, really impressive. So we got there, and he gave us, the tour guide, James, gave us a rundown of everything leading up to the Abbey Theatre, who founded it, the first shows, and their importance to the Abbey's history. We got to learn about the relationships between everyone, the patrons, the people who funded the theater, and who the people who were the actors in the theater. And one thing that I found really, really interesting about the theater is that a lot of the people who were big players in the Irish Revolution, or the Rising is what they call it here, worked in the theater as ushers and actors and stage managers, and the Abbey was a very big point that began the revolution. And a fun fact that we learned was that the person who shot the first bullet in the theater, or in the revolution, was actually an actor in the Abbey's, one of the Abbey's shows at the time. He was the leading man, and he was the first person to kill a British soldier, and he was the first person to get killed. But like when they were invading the castle, where it was basically the capital of the British army, and they were going there to raise the rebellion's flag, and he was the first person to kill and the first person to be killed. And I thought that was very, very interesting. We got to look around the Abbey, we got to see all the original paintings. It was interesting because the Abbey is not the original building, it's the original location. There was a fire at some point in its history, and the Irish people, being who they are, recognized the importance historically of this place, and they were running in and out from the theater to recover all this history and these paintings and the original paintings of everyone, of these portraits of everyone who worked there, who founded it, the people who ran it financially, the people who gave it its money. So a lot of the original art is still there. Then we got to, have a tour of the actual stage and the set. We got to see how the audience was set up. It's really interesting because there's no bad seats in this theater whatsoever. You're incredibly equal everywhere you sit, and it's a really, really nice setup that I've never seen before. So it was really nice to see that. Then we got to go backstage, and we saw a lot of the costumes, some of the tricks. We got to see a lot of the props. We went upstairs, and we got to see a dressing room, a costume shop. They have a really famous man who works here. I forget his name, but he makes a lot of wigs for all their shows. He hand makes them, and they're beautiful. They're made out of real human hair, or if it's coarser, we got to feel some yam's hair. It was really nice. And then we went up to see the rehearsal space, and that was basically the tour. So I know that we got a lot of videos of the actual Abbey Theatre, so you'll get to see that. And then I told you guys the rest of what we did on Friday. Sorry I forgot about the Abbey, I just blanked on that part of it. But cool. Perfect.